Hello. I've I was getting this video together in my head and decided that I'd stop getting it together and just make the video so it would be more spontaneous. The trouble is, I don't really know what to say. I'm going to carry on from the two videos of yesterday. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. And I'm going to introduce age here. I'll have a recap of what I think is where we are at, boys and girls. Yeah, let's go to the okay. A 20-year-old, let's say. I don't know how temporal this is. In other words, I don't know how much it's to do with time. But a 20-year-old, a year for a 20-year-old, I shouldn't do this because it involves maths, is a 20th of its life, so that's 5% of its life, and it can't remember quite a lot of it. So it's a big percentage of its life a year for a 20-year-old as opposed to a 60-year-old, which is a 60th. A year is a 60th. It's a lesser percentage. It's not as important. Anyway, I can't even remember why I said that now. Okay. We seem to, and I think the word that I'm trying to avoid is genetic, because I hopefully has shown that the love of children isn't genetic, like most people would just say genetic. Obviously, everything we do is genetic because that's the way life is. But it's not what I tried to show in the last two videos, that it isn't like people don't think it is, as in they think it's, oh, well, I love my kids because they're genetically a part of me, so I'm made by genetical things, so I genetically love my genetical kids. And it's not that simple, is what I was trying to show. What we've got is that genetically we are predisposed to love what we invest in. That's the shorthand for it. I could make it more complicated, but that's it. We love what we invest in. And a younger person, I'm going to flip this now slightly. The younger person seems to have a more of a predisposition to love themselves because they've invested in themselves for what they can see is all their life. As in, doesn't matter what age now, I'm pointing at you. You have spent a lot of time and effort investing in you. Now we're talking ego and just you-ness, the whole you thing. You have invested an awful lot of time and effort in you. Therefore, you love you. That's the simple coverage of it. But on the temporal, the time thing, the years, this seems very strong for a 20-year-old. But it's a lot weaker for a 60-year-old. As in, if, for instance, I put an awful lot of time and effort into some project, I can't even pretend that I would ever do it for a car ever again. But the projects I do around the house, the bathroom that I put upstairs, took up most of last year, not non-summertime. But I do not feel, although it's a spanking project, it took ages and I'm really proud of it. And that's perhaps the most invested I am in any project I've done over the last, well, a long time. because it was exceptional. It was such a difficult project, and I did it brilliantly. So I do feel kind of invested in that. I kind of have a love for the bathroom, but it's nothing really compared to, let's go to yesterday's video, the love just for that varnish speedboat, the Riva Aquarama. Or let's go back again to the Spitfire, my first car. I'm trying to leave people out of it because it complicates matters. But obviously for cars, we can, I think, swap in people instead of cars or bathrooms or boats or whatever. So what I think I'd be saying is a 20-year-old who has an awful lot of this love project invested in themselves very strongly. Either they can see it or they haven't invested in other projects that they love. The main project that they have invested in is in themselves. That's why there's an awful lot of self-love. But maybe there's room, because what I'm trying to explain here, a 20-year-old can fall in love and all that, start loving easier than a 60-year-old can. I think that's just, can we take that as read without arguing that? And there should be some reason for that, but I just hope this video, by me talking, I'd explain it. I think I've come to it. All I've really said is it seems to taper off, and I don't know why it is. How about that? But I'm asking you to accept what I'm saying in this video, which is we learn to love ourselves by investing in ourselves, and that is kind of brackets ego. That's kind of what is the building of our belief in ourselves and our love of ourselves. And I know it can go wrong in some people. And then when this is developed in your teenager, etc., it seems very easy for them to fall in love with somebody else. And I think this is, I see it in my mind's eye as a tuning fork thing, and then comes out to big vibrations. No, I'll just leave it with you to see if you can come up with some ideas why a teenager seems to be able to do, or a younger person can do this loving or falling in love thing more easily seemingly than an older person. And you don't have to use my idea that it is to do with investment. But I think it's hard to ignore, because the building of the you idea is compounded investment in oneself. And I can't help thinking that is then projected out to other things and people that equals then love. And I'm thinking now, could anybody have understood this video? Really, should I start it all again? But I won't, because I don't think I would do it any better second time. So I'll leave it with you to see if you've got any enlightening things to say. See you down in the comments. Bye.